Welcome to Dental Revenue Live, an industry podcast for dentists who desire to market their practice more effectively and maximize the return on investment. I am your host, Bill Mulcahy, and today's edition is very special for a couple reasons. First, we're coming to the end of 2020. Let me say that again. We're coming to the end of 2020, and I know that makes most of us very happy. Next, this is our end of year update. And what that means is I get the opportunity to introduce you to Dental Revenue's leaders, ask them some questions, and have them tell you a little bit about what they have planned for their departments in 2021. Today, I'm joined by some familiar faces. Brian Burns is the CEO and founder of Dental Revenue. Kevin Gallagher is our president of operations. Kelly McGee is our Vice President of Digital Marketing. Nancy Rittmiller is our Director of Production. Ariel Grinspoon is our Director of Client Relations. And I'm Bill Mulcahy, Dental Revenue's President of Sales and Marketing. So let's get this show on the road, and let me start with Brian. How you doing today?
Oh, not too bad.
Good.
Not too bad. I'm excited to be here. I think it's great to wrap up the year in this format.
Awesome. So how I'm going to kind of format this is I want all of our listeners, if they don't know you very well yet, to get to know you a little bit better. So why don't you start out by just giving us one or two personal things about you people should know or would be interested to
know? Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. A father, got two kids. Father, husband, I should say. I have two children. Like to play golf, like to snowboard. Been snowboarding for about 30 some years. So that's something I like to get out on the water. So I'm a pretty active person. And when I'm not doing active things, I like to run Dental Revenue. So that's
which is an active thing in itself.
Which is an active thing too. So in general, I'm a very active person. So that would be two good things about me.
Yeah, and I have to say, guys, if you haven't seen Brian snowboard, he's a very good snowboarder. I'm was even surprised to see some of the video footage I saw. So he's not.
Now my kids are avid snowboarders, so I'm very proud of that.
Good. No, that's great.
A lot of effort to get them to that point.
Yeah. So as the leader, founder of Dental Revenue, why don't you kind of talk to us about, running a company and marketing in the pandemic? What are some of the things that really have stood out to you this year?
Yeah. So, as the leader, so to speak, I'm very fortunate to have such a great team to work with, and it really starts at the top, right? So my job is to work with all of you, and a lot of the people you see on the podcast today have been with the company for almost 10 years, right? So we've had the same management team in place for a long time. In the last 5 years, we've really sort of focused on our business model of Dental Revenue, right? So we've been around since 2008, but in 2015 we sort of refocused the business as Dental Revenue, and so we've taken over a decade of internet marketing experience and really focused it into the cosmetic and restorative dental market since 2015. So it's been very rewarding to see that growth. And like everybody, COVID was a challenge in 2020. It was a challenge to our dental clients, but they were mostly shut down for, let's say, 2 months on average. So that was a little bit of a challenge for us and for them. Dental Revenue really came together, not only the management team here today, but the whole company to support and nurture our clients. So it was a very challenging but rewarding time because clients, got to realize how much we care about them as people and how much we care about their business. And so we really worked hard to do that. Lately, the last quarter or so, a lot of our clients are doing extremely well coming out of sort of the lockdown. We're still in the pandemic. We all know that, but we're not locked down, so to speak. So, you know, a lot of them are having great years. They're seeing some of the benefits of the changes in the market. You know, when anything like this happens, there's a disruption. And so change occurs. And in some industries, radical change, you know, such as streaming movies or something, you know, but in the dental field, you know, it's a big change. A lot of our practices, I guess, to finish, I'll say, are more niche, being fee for service, focused on cosmetic restorative, and so they tend to be a little bit lower volume, but higher quality of care, and they handle more large cases. So it's been a better adjustment for them than maybe like a higher volume insurance-based practice. So their level of care and their level of dedication to COVID-19 precautions has allowed them to do well in this pandemic. And in a number of cases, I would say many of our clients are flourishing because they're bringing patients maybe from a practice that is not as careful with the precautions or is such a high volume practice. So I would say majority of our clients are doing very well in this difficult situation.
No, I would have to agree. And as we talk about difficult situations and things that would be different in 2020 as opposed to years past and hopefully years in the future. Just while you were talking, I had a little Christmas tree here that had an ornament fall off. So it's that type of thing that we're all dealing with. So how about 2021? I mean, what are some of the areas of focus for dental revenue, and what are you really going to be looking to accomplish?
Yeah, so I mean, I think in 2021 we have goals as a team, right? So we're all trying to work together to grow our business and to help our clients. You know, dental revenue is always focused on the top down as far as a marketing strategy. And what I mean by that is our goal is new patients and revenue. That's our number one mission. And to achieve that goal, we have to do certain things, right? We have to market your practice, obviously. We have to build you a great website. But we have always focused on a program that is defined from our 13 years of experience and our focus over the last 5 years with dental revenue to make sure that it's a program that is going to work. And so in 2021, we want to sort of expand upon that. And we have a lot of great developments that we're working on from our reporting dashboard to generate more data for our clients to understand the type of results that they're getting. We've rolled out a lead tracker product, which helps our clients to help us to understand what's happening with the opportunities that they're getting. We're unique in that we integrate with the practice management system. And so we're able to see how many of our leads that we're providing turn into new patients and then turn into revenue. And so we want to continue to build upon that in 2021 and really use our marketing. We're going to expand our marketing significantly to prospects because we feel like we have a unique story to tell. We feel like we have a unique product to offer. We really want to get that message out more to the market. And with the pandemic, it's making it more challenging for a lot of businesses and dentists in general. And so we're really getting in front of more business-minded dentists, more dentists that want to grow their practice. Bill and his sales team have been attracting a number of larger dental groups that want to work with us. And so, we want to really get our name out there much, much more in 2021 to showcase, again, our ability to generate new patients and revenue consistently for the type of client we work with, which is a niche portion of the dental market. We only work with the cosmetic, restorative, some people call them fee for service. We want to continue to expand upon that, that group and really, really grow our business in that way. That's important to us.
No, I really, I think you make some good points. And one of the things we always say to our clients is, the first step of any successful marketing is, getting your name out there, making sure that people know you exist. And the same holds true for us. We want to make sure that people understand we've been out there for over a decade.
Yep.
We're very specialized in that we work with specific types of dental practices and small practice groups. So I really agree with everything you're saying. I'm excited for that. So finally, before I get ask Kevin some questions, how do you plan to spend your holidays this year?
Me?
Yeah.
Um, working on all these great initiatives for dental revenue.
Perfect. I think
Um,
that's a really good way, really good answer. We're always working for our clients.
Always working for our clients. No, I mean it's challenging because with the pandemic, it's kind of hard to do a lot of things. We are going to do some snowboarding locally, so we are excited to get together with the family. Um, but be around family, for sure. And work with the dental revenue family. The only thing I would add to what I said too is just that anyone can say, that they're the best company. But one of the things we take a lot of pride in is our longevity with clients. I mean, many of our dental clients are some of the best in the industry. They're presidents of AACD, or they're the director of the Dawson Academy, or they have one of the largest practices in Baltimore County. We work with a lot of the best dentists and dentists who want to be the best, right? Because sometimes there's a progression to being the best. But in short, a lot of them have been with us for 10 years, really since we started this thing. Again, we've really doubled down in the last 5 as by renaming ourselves, but we've been working with dentists for over 10 years. And we just kind of came up with dental revenue to make it easier to market, to market ourselves. But, that's something that really means the most, I think, to everyone, which is anyone can say they're going to get you the best results. Anyone can say they're going to get you a lot of leads and traffic, but do you have a formula that works consistently for a year, for 5 years, for 10 years? And if you're working with the best dentists that I just mentioned, I mean, it's pretty clear that they're some of the best out there. They're not going to stay with you for that longevity if you don't walk, walk that walk, so to speak. So again, we're excited about 2021 to just kind of continue to build on the strengths that we have, and then ultimately get the message out broader to the market that hey, we're great at what we do, been great at what we do for a long time, but we want to introduce ourselves to you, new opportunities. So that's what I'm going to spend my time on for Christmas.
No, that's great. That's great. And you're right. I mean, what makes dental revenue special? I mean, a big part of it is our ability to develop meaningful client relationships that are very beneficial to not only us as a company, but them as a dental practice, because ultimately we exist to help them accomplish their goals. So, and we're
I
very
agree.
proud of that. I think we all would agree.
I agree.
So, all right. So Kevin, let's move to you. Hey, Brian, what are 1 or 2 things about you the listeners might want to know, non-work related?
Yeah, I mean, I guess similar to Brian, married, got an awesome wife, 2 kids, a 5-year-old daughter, 3-year-old boy, who keep us, extremely busy, especially these days with homeschooling. But yeah, I mean, they take up the majority of my time these days. So when I'm not working, it's typically family time.
Yeah, when the little kids are running around, this is a great time of year for sure. And busy, it feels like you're through to one thing after another.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. They keep you busy, keep you on your toes, but they're a lot of fun.
Awesome. So as the president of operations, I mean, what are some of the things in 2020 that really stood out to you? I mean, a big part of what you did was not only the technical aspects of dental revenue, but organizing the office and where everybody's going to work and equipment and everything else. So what are some of the things to you that really stood out?
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Early on in the year, everything you just mentioned were basically, high level responsibilities. Working on an office, we had plans for a new office, which obviously is on hold for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's just been different for a lot of people, right? It's like, you don't go out and socialize in the way that you used to socialize as a team. So we've really had to just adapt, like a lot of businesses, to, having meetings like this, screen time. So, I'd say one of the biggest challenges of 2020 that is now a big strength of ours is just our ability to be able to work remotely, to be able to communicate, not just with our team and staff, but with our clients. It's I would have never thought that I'd be inviting our clients into my home, but here I am doing Zoom meetings. This one's in my basement, in my house, and with kids running around at times, unfortunately. But yeah, it's been a bit of an adjustment from that standpoint, but it's been quite nice. I mean, we've grown and strengthened relationships with a lot of our clients, going through a difficult time like this. I've really enjoyed that aspect of the job. But from a technology standpoint, yeah, I mean, we brought on a new programmer this year, Jeff Payette. The goal there is just to continue to grow our technology, strengthen our dashboard, make it more user friendly for our clients. And that's kind of where we're going from, I guess, 2020 as we close the door on this crazy year. It's looking forward to a new year, new projects. And other than that, I'd say that the thing I'm most proud of this year is just Dental Revenue's ability to keep our team together. A lot of businesses weren't so fortunate, but we're all still here. We've even grown. Bringing on somebody like Jeff, like I already mentioned. So, yeah, a lot of good things to look back on this year, and a lot of better things to look forward to next year.
Yeah, I mean, one of the commonalities, I think, when all our departments heads will talk about, what they did in 2020, although, the year presented challenges, we were able to accomplish, some really great things that benefited us as a company, but most of all, they benefited our clients and future clients. So how about 2021? I know we have some great projects. What are a couple of the key projects we're working on, and how will they benefit our clients moving forward?
Yeah, I'd say really it's going to be client communication. It's just getting very additional ways to communicate with our clients. A lot of these pieces are kind of in place now, but that's really just the foundation of it. So, for example, communicating with them through text messaging. Like dental practices communicate with their patients, it's very text message heavy. So we just want to adapt to the times and make sure that, we're getting information to our clients in the ways that they want to receive it. So, the ability to communicate performance results through text messaging, email, continue to have phone calls and performance and strategy review calls with clients. But yeah, I'd say it's really just improving that technology in the way that we can push out results and data to our clients.
That's great. Now, and one of the things that I'm really excited about with the dashboard as we continue to expand that, I mean, it used to be so reliant on the person at the practice, whether it's the dentist or the office manager or somebody else, actively, going in and seeking that information. Now we're going to have so many different ways to get this information out, so they can be more involved in the program, because it's the dentists that are most involved in the program that really get the biggest benefits, I think.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. It's more ways to get the information to them and getting the information to multiple people within the practice. You've got situations where the dentist needs to know certain things, maybe an office manager or marketing specialist needs to know other things. So yeah, getting it to multiple people in multiple ways, it's going to be quite nice.
So I know you come from a big family as Brian does. How are you planning on spending the holidays?
Literally like that. The kids will be home, which is fun. They're at the age now where Christmas to them is like mind blowing. Everything about it they enjoy. So we just do things different nowadays. We go for drives at night and look at Christmas lights. We play in the backyard on the playground, take the dog for walks. We're fortunate enough to have some cousins that live close by that are similar age group. So because we have such a big family, it seems like we have something planned every weekend.
Yeah.
Whether a nephew's birthday or cousin's birthday or whatever it may be. So lots of family time and just some time to, I don't know, hit reset on 2020.
Yeah, hopefully 2021 brings some great things for everybody. So,
Yeah, I'm sure.
thanks so much, Kevin. So Kelly, now we've gone through it. Kevin and Brian, they've sort of shared a little information about them. What are a couple of things about you that the listeners might want to know or might not know?
Yeah, so I'm married to my husband Suppan. We reside in Cincinnati, Ohio, so we enjoy, going to sporting events. We are fans of the Cincinnati Bengals, and we love hiking, getting out, and traveling when there's not a pandemic, of course. And then we also like exploring new music festivals and doing things like that. That's
great. Now, Bengals fan, why'd you laugh? Because we have so many Ravens fans here, or are you a little bit frustrated with how things have gone?
I'm a little, frustrated and a little embarrassed of the season for sure.
All right. So why don't you, we're going to follow the same format. So tell us a little bit about 2020 for your department, some of the challenges, some of the things you've been able to accomplish and really stood out to you.
Yeah, I think some of our biggest challenges was, we were able to work with our clients during the pandemic and scale back to meet their needs and their budgets during the difficult time. Some of the challenges on our end was, trying to make sure they maintain their presence and visibility with their online marketing, especially when they started reactivating services because, there was some issue at times things would decline when you're not, promoting your business. So it was challenging to kind of get them to stay where they were, stay up above their competition, and just come up with new ways and techniques to really utilize what we had to get them back to where they needed to be and generating the patient flow they were generating before COVID.
Do you see some trends? I mean, from your role within our company really is to help our clients generate this awareness and get people to know that they're out there. So that whether that's Google or some of the other platforms that we use, I mean, what trends are you seeing in it coming out there that's been particularly your focus lately?
Yeah, so some big trends moving into like 2021. Of course, voice search is going to continue to grow. It's extremely important that we optimize the websites for voice search, and we really took the time during the pandemic to really focus on that throughout the last year by following the guidelines that Google recommends, making sure the content on our sites address important FAQs that our clients' patients may be searching on. So, we really put them in a good spot to keep up with the trend and, have the potential to really excel in 2021 with the voice search.
Now, when you say voice search, are we talking about Google Home and Siri, stuff like that?
Yeah, so all of the above. It's predicted that by 2022, 55% of households will have some type of voice search device in their home. So it's going to continue to grow and expand. So it's really important for us as a company to make sure we're keeping our clients in the places they need to be to maximize their results.
How do you find, just on the surface level, really broad? We can do a whole nother podcast about that, but how do you find, what differences are you finding in optimizing for voice versus the traditional optimization for your search engines?
Yeah, so typically when people are searching on a desktop device, they're just usually typing in very short phrases. For example, dentist, Baltimore, Maryland. With voice search, people are being more specific. You know, they're looking for, find me the closest dentist to my house, a dentist near me. What are the benefits of dental implants? They're actually some more question related, longer term phrases. And in order to get in those positions to be visible, you really need to have the content on your site for those things. So again, it's just a continuous process of expanding, making sure we're doing the research on finding out what people are voice searching on, what type of questions, and making sure our clients have that displayed on their websites.
So as far as some of the key advances we've probably made in 2000, or we've made for our clients in 2020, obviously we're on ahead of, for staying on top of some of the recent trends, but what are some of the things you think we've gotten better at in 2020 as far as creating awareness for our clients?
I think as far as creating awareness, I think again, it's just making sure we're following the recommendations from Google, their algorithm updates. We've, had some extra time during the pandemic to make sure we're running site audits on all of our client sites, making sure there's no issues or errors, and that performance-wise, they're checking off. We really have been also focusing on mobile usability, making sure that mobile is optimized well, because in 2019, Google put more of an emphasis on the mobile search. So again, just making sure we're doing all of those things to improve visibility results.
And so how about 2021? What are some of the department goals? What do you guys most hope to accomplish?
Well, we are going to be expanding our department, so looking forward to that. We're planning on hiring a search marketing specialist to assist us with our pay-per-click advertising accounts, optimizing them, helping with some SEO work. So definitely looking forward to that. Also, I know Kevin and Brian mentioned this. We are developing a better tracking system for our campaigns. That's going to be easier to recognize the results in our dashboard. So that's extremely important, especially when clients are signing up for larger ROI service campaigns like dental implants, or even expanding into Instagram ads or Facebook ads. It's important for us to understand how they're performing and making sure that we're putting the right amount of effort and budget towards the ones that are performing. So yeah, looking forward to improving that, and then making sure, eventually tying that back to ROI.
Yeah, I was just gonna say as a follow up, for people out there that might be listening that aren't current clients, one of the things that we're able to do is integrate with the patient management software. And so when we set up these campaigns and we develop this ability to really track down to some of the more specific detail, it's not just said, okay, here's this particular campaign that led to this phone call. We can take it all the way through in a lot of cases to revenue and actual patients, which really closes the loop and helps us become better marketers, not just better reporters in some ways. So
Exactly, yes.
Awesome. So the final question is always the same. How are you planning on spending your holidays this year?
Pretty low key. I'm going to take some time off, visit family locally. Really, that's it. Get recharged for 2021, and looking forward to that moving forward.
That's always the good thing, and times like this when we're sort of the world's become a little bit smaller in some way, in some ways, spending time with the family is always a good thing. So, thanks so much, Kelly. So Nancy, our production and content director, let's start with the personal side. Why don't you tell us one or two things about you that the listeners might want to know?
Well, I have 4 kids. My husband and I are just recently moved to the West Coast. So we kind of live a bi-coastal life. We have a couple kids on the East Coast, a couple out here. So getting used to living in Arizona. We're both very outdoorsy, love to hike, bike, enjoying the weather out here. Love to travel, not doing much of that this year. So looking forward to sometime maybe in 2021 getting back to that and exploring some more out here on the West Coast. So yeah, that's kind of, and I enjoy writing. Love to write. Love to read and write.
That's great. And you mentioning Arizona kind of brings up an interesting point. One of the things in 2020 that we've done as a company, we expanded our footprint. I mean, we've always sort of been known as a Baltimore company, but now we have an office in Annapolis, Maryland. We have an office, as Kelly said, in Ohio, and now we have an office in Arizona. So we're not only expanding in the number of people in the company, but expanding our footprint and our ability to handle multiple areas as well. So Arizona sounds nice when in the dead of winter, I'll tell you that.
It is actually. Right now we're enjoying that really great weather. And it's been nice as any clients of ours that are listening who are West Coast clients. It's worked out well. We have quite a few clients west of the Mississippi, so it's nice to be in their time zone as needed sometimes. So yeah, so far so good.
No, that's great. That's great. So as production and content director, one of the things that I always talk about when we talk to prospective clients is there's a real element of successful marketing when you talk about getting people to be aware that you're there and some of the things Kelly and her department do.
Mm-hmm.
The next step is to get people to choose you over other dentists, and that's really where you and your team come into play. And so that gets into the website and kind of how the brand is developed. What are some of the things in 2020 that you guys have worked on and found successful or challenging or really stood out to you?
Well, one of the most exciting things about this year is we've expanded our team. Our team is sort of twofold. We've got the technical side, a development team, and then we've got your content side that does all of the writing, social media, writing and posting. So between the two of them, we've added 3 people this year, which has really helped us to move quicker, answer to clients faster. We certainly put a lot of emphasis and are proud of the personal service that we're able to give clients really from the very start. The website is, we consider it and call it the performance platform. So we really try and strive to stay on top of the latest trends in terms of code, Google algorithm changes and what they're focusing on, as well as content, as Kelly mentioned. We've definitely focused this year on the mobile first and page speed, which is something that Google started putting in about 10 years ago, and they sort of slowly increased their emphasis within the algorithm for rankings and search on mobile, the mobile first initiative, and that will only continue to grow. So we try to continue to stay on top of that as we develop websites, as we develop new code. As a writing team, changing how we write, what we write. We take a lot of time with each client and write each site uniquely. So part of our job is to get that initial product out there and looking as performing at a top level. And then another part of our job is to also be an ongoing support team for the rest of the company, especially Kelly's team. We've started to work much more closely together in the last year or two, really, and intertwine their needs with what we're doing on both the technical and writing sides. And I think that's really helped improve the product and then also helped improve performance for the clients.
Yeah, and I'd say one thing that about our company and your department in particular that's fairly unique, especially in this industry, is our writers, our technicians, the people working on the websites day to day. They're in-house people. So your team in a lot of cases, a lot of your team has been working on, these types of websites and writing this type of content for years. So,
No, absolutely. Yeah.
and that's
Yeah,
really,
I joke with clients when I talk to them that I can't be a dentist, but I can hold a good conversation with dentists because I've been writing dental content, for over a decade. And we take the time to research and really learn, what we're doing and interact with the client as much as possible to make sure that, we balance the writing. It's important to balance good SEO and writing to the search engines because of course the website is there for marketing reasons, but also, we are representing a licensed healthcare professional. We take that very seriously. We want to make sure that what we're putting together for them is accurate and also represents them, in light, but also as accurately as possible for obvious reasons.
that's great. That's great. So, the format with these interviews or these questions is fairly similar for everybody. 2021, what are some of the things you're excited about? What are the things you guys are planning to roll out? What can you share with the listeners that with what they can expect?
Well, on kind of each side, we have something that we want to focus on. I was just holding our weekly, roundup in the last couple of days with our team. We've all sort of risen to the challenge of being a Zoom team. So on the writing side, we're going to continue to expand what Kelly mentioned originally in terms of making sure that voice search and the types of long tail keywords, expressions, questions are more integrated into content as we develop the initial, evergreen content on a website. But we also want to sort of dip a little into immersive content, which is becoming sort of a big buzzword. It's something that is maybe challenging from a dental website point of view because there's a lot of technical content related to it, but just creating a little bit more of an interactive experience for the user when they come to the pages is something that we plan to develop a little bit, increasing some imagery and visuals within the website, infographics, that type of thing, while still, maintaining content. And then on the technical side, we just have a whole series of goals that we want to meet in terms of getting ourselves to what we consider as a good sweet spot for page speed scores and some of the really important metrics. We are working with the SEO team to make sure we're meeting what they feel are, important numbers for those that help give the client the best performance possible in their market.
Yeah, and one of the things that was apparent with Kelly is and really rolls over to your team, especially on the technical and the content side, is just the ever-changing environment. Kelly sent out an email today about another change in Google's algorithm, and just trying to stay ahead of that and taking what the recipe that works, but constantly adapting it. And I think we do an excellent job, and your team and Kelly's team in particular do excellent jobs at really adapting to what's happening and tweaking our recipe, so to speak, around the actual results.
Yeah, thanks. That's definitely something that we all work towards as a group and try to keep good, strong lines of communication and meetings rolling between everyone to support that.
Awesome. So you get the final question as well. How are you planning on spending the holidays? Are you going to be back home this way, or you staying in Arizona?
We're kind of in the throes of trying to figure that out because we want to be safe. We have a big family. And as I said, I have kids on both coasts. So we're trying to figure out right now what's the best way to do that, whether a couple of them will come this way or we will go there. But we're definitely going to keep it a little bit smaller, a little bit tighter. Certainly not the usual friends and local community get-togethers that we've enjoyed in the past. So, but that's okay. Sometimes a little bit old-fashioned, a little bit closer knit can be a good thing. So we're trying to look at it that way. There's a lot of good.
It's definitely a year we have to consider things we never had to consider before, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So looking for the silver lining and looking forward to 2021. I'm not sure, about New Year's, but I'm really excited for January 1.
Yeah, I don't know that New Year's Eve will be exactly what it's been in the past for most people, but I think it'll be especially meaningful because everybody will be like, all right, let's get past this and
Exactly.
let's move on to next year. So no,
Agreed.
yeah. So thank you very much, Nancy. So Ariel, I won't say last but not least because that'll be me and talking about sales and marketing. But as the director of client retention, Brian had already mentioned one of the things we're really proud of as a company is our ability to maintain our client base and really get great the kind of results that help them to stay. But one of the things that a lot of people probably don't realize is the retention aspect of what we do is actually part of the program. Meaning it's very important that once we create awareness and get people to choose the dentist, that the staff is involved, that they're getting people in, and your department really in a lot of ways is in charge of engaging with the client and making sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing at the various levels. So, before we really get into specifics on 2020 versus 2021, why don't you share a couple things about you that our listeners might want to know personally?
Sure. Well, I'm happily married with two beautiful little ones. I've got a 5-year-old girl and an 18-month-old crazy man. I am passionate about art and music, so I sing in a band, not currently. And, I spend a lot of my off time illustrating and painting, so certainly huge passion of mine. And I'm just a person who loves to be outside. So through this pandemic, we've been able to really connect as a family by spending a lot of time hiking and finding, new areas to explore.
One story that comes up from time to time is we have a tradition or used to have a tradition of cupcakes or a little cake for anybody that had a birthday, and we'd all come together with our terrible voices and sing somebody happy birthday. And then Ariel came by a few years ago and started working with us, and then all of a sudden this voice came from so everybody so from that point on everybody else kind of just mouthed the words and let Ariel sing them happy birthday. So she definitely can sing, and that's an interesting part of her personally. So all right, so 2020, what are some of the challenges from a retention standpoint that we've had to work through, getting people engaged in, and what are some of the accomplishments you feel like we've been able to do in 2020?
Well, this year, our primary focus in the retention department has mostly been in client engagement. When the year started, we were focusing the majority of our efforts in gathering intelligence from our clients to better narrow down a solid route and demographic for their marketing programs. But as you can imagine, throughout the pandemic, our focus has changed alongside the market. So this year, dental revenue has faced increased pressure to prove our worth. And while our clients have a heavy focus on their return on investment, we had to be adaptive to their needs through this impossible time. So with so many disruptions nationwide, we really had to work hard to make sure that we were able to get our clients on the line and keep them focused on their goals, and to assure them that we would stay on top of the market trends and changes to keep them on the path towards optimal growth while justifying their investment with us.
Yeah, I mean, you and I and Brian and Kevin were all sort of on the front lines with a lot of the early on discussions when a lot of our clients were facing shutdowns, and it's hard to see what's going to happen past what's happening right now, and having these discussions and strategic discussions of what can we do right now to ensure your business is better in the future was a big part of our values. So I definitely can appreciate what you're saying with that. So So 2021, I know we have a lot of key initiatives, especially from a retention standpoint. What are some of the things you're excited about?
Well, there's a lot of things. I mean, there's evolving the client relationships and the performance, meetings that we have. There's the change in services and our offerings, and it's a combination of both things. So I mean, our main goal is to keep our clients happy. And as I noted, in order to accomplish this, we need to make sure that we're adapting to the changes as the market is changing. The pandemic has sparked a tremendous amount of fear and uncertainty. So while we remain focused on brand development for our clients, going back to what you said previously, we play a huge role in helping our clients with their patient retention. So this is more important now than ever to keep these offices, at a point where they're able to justify, their spend with us. So, we have bi-monthly meetings with the majority of our client base, and we've been able to successfully keep most of them through this time. The reality is that we've become closer to our clients. Speaking to what Kevin was mentioning, they've seen our kids while we've been on calls. They've heard the sound of my dog barking. And all of these challenges have actually helped to remind our clients that we're all in this for the same reason. We want them to be successful so that we can be successful. And so far, I've really enjoyed being able to connect in that way with, a number of our clients. I guess one of the things that we've concentrated on a lot this year is to help our clients make use of all the features that are offered through our services with our dental revenue dashboard. More than ever, it's just so important that they are focused on the leads that are coming into their practice and making a valiant effort at, getting these patients into the office. So with that being said, we've set up a lot of trainings to teach and in some cases introduce our lead tracker training tools. And this has helped our practices to really make the most of every opportunity. And I think that these meetings, alongside the addition of, automated reports, have been really great in helping our clients and keeping our clients in the loop so that we can be proactive and, in addressing issues before they become real issues. So obviously with all the changes that occur on a weekly basis, we're able to see what other practices are doing and help kind of connect all of the goals to try and help our patients reach, their ultimate goals.
No, that's great. That's great. So finally, I mean, I've been asking everybody, how are you guys planning on spending the holidays?
Well, we are blessed to have a very healthy family, and we are, truly sad that we can't spend our traditional holidays all together. But, we're connecting like in small groups with our family, and we're thankful to, like Kevin said, have, cousins that are very close in age to my kids. So we've been able to really find a way to let those kids hang out and get a little time with not just adults. So while it can be really difficult and it's definitely brought a lot of sadness on some days, we've come up with some new traditions that I think are going to be traditions that will last for years to come. So we're excited to continue with all the new stuff and see what next year.
No, that's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Ariel. All right, so to wrap everything up, again, Bill Mulcahy. I'm President of Sales and Marketing here at Dental Revenue, and obviously, I guess to stick with the format, a couple of things about me. I have two young children, Austin and Maddie. Austin is 6, and Maddie is going to turn 3 the day after Christmas. Avid golfer in the health and fitness, and a huge Giants fan, which is something I can be proud of for the first time in a few years. So that's been good, at least for a couple more weeks. We seem to be heading in the right direction, so we're happy about that. 2020 has definitely had its challenges for our department as well. We were we had to sort of redirect our focus for a couple months during our shutdowns, but it's been a really good time for us to really embrace projects and work on some things to set us up for the future that we never were able to do. we've expanded our department. We now have 4 people working with us. We were able to really hit some incredible numbers. If everything pans out the way it should over the next couple of weeks, this will probably be one of our best years. So we're very proud of that. 2021, we're very excited about as a department. We really plan on expanding this idea that we're a very niche company, and we're going to introduce ourselves as our clients try to introduce themselves to specific types of patients. We're going to introduce ourselves to specific types of dental practices and dental groups. And we believe that we are the best company out in the market right now based on our experience and what we can bring to the table from an integration and technology standpoint to help these companies use marketing that generate a return on investment and generate new patients. So we're very excited about kind of how we're going to bring ourselves to market, how we're going to work our opportunities through a sales process. And, although things are different in the way we do things as we did them probably 5 years ago, in a lot of ways they're different in a really cool way. So at the end of the day, our mission is to help our dental practices understand the best way to market themselves so they don't waste money and they can, as we all say, maximize their returns. Well, that's it for today's edition of Dental Revenue Live. As always, I want to thank you for listening and mention how much we appreciate all of our clients and partners that have helped us make Dental Revenue the company it is today. If you don't work with us yet and would like to find out more information about our programs, please visit us at dentalrevenue.com. I would be happy to talk with you personally about how we can help your practice. We wish you all a very safe, healthy, and happy holiday season, and we look forward to a great 2021. Thank you.